All right, cool. All right, welcome everyone. So for today's checkpoint, I was gonna do some lead code as always. So before we begin, I just wanted to show you that if you are attending my sessions or if you are watching my sessions, you can access my coding, the past coding, the one that I've solved before in one of my repository. So just go to Nelson Call slash Jumpstarter Sessions on GitHub, and you should see like there should be a read up here, the README files you can actually access the solutions that I actually solve for each of the sessions.
Yeah.
All right. So for today, we are going to do it on the code. So running some firstly, this one looks pretty okay, so we can try this. I'm gonna copy this and put it in your chat real quick so that anyone who is watching live can try it. All right, cool. This should be okay. One dimensional arrays. Run any nums, even an array nums, we define as running sum of an array as running sum equals to sum num0 num. Return the running sum of the nums. So given the input of 1, 2, 3, 4, it's going to output 1, 3, 6, 10. So basically it is adding up towards the ends, right? So if this case, like here, the first one, since there's nothing behind, we go from 1, and then 1 plus 2 will be 3 in this case. And then when you have 3, 3 plus 3 is 6. 6 plus 4 is 10. So basically, it's like a accumulating sum, but you're changing each of the positions of the numbers to the sum. Right. Running sum, okay. Should be quite straightforward, but we'll see. All right, let's do it on our VS Code. Let me close this first. So here's some of the main line that you can actually try. List, DB, Dropbox, Sigma School, Starter, change directory, session. Let's see. PD checkpoint. And I'm gonna make a directory for today, which is 2022 October 03. Right. So go into it, and we're gonna do code. So let me zoom in a little bit. Control. Hopefully this is big enough. So I'm gonna do app.js. I wanna do this here. So given the test case of 1, 2, 3, 4, in this case we can define nums as this is just the test cases. So I call a stu console log running sum And we do the same for the second. Now we have our test cases ready. Go ahead and solve it. All right, let's look at the constraint first. So the length of the array can be anywhere from 1 to 1,000. So we don't have to worry about a zero empty arrays. So in this case, in some of the cases, if they are saying that there's a zero, then you should run if cases saying that if the arrays is empty, then you just exit the program. Whereas the numbers inside the array can be negative to positive. Okay, this is good to know, negative numbers. All right, that's right. So let's start with some pseudocode. How are we going to solve this problem? Okay, let me do it on the top. Pseudocode. I think first is find the length of the array. So you want to know how long is the array. That you can actually look through the array. Next is I think in this case we can use this JavaScript functions called JavaScript array methods called array.met, so that we can actually create a new array. For inputting the numbers. Use to create a new array. So as we look through, just we look through the array. Basically, we do like a cumulative sum. And we just add the cumulative sums into the. Actually, no need because the map function should do it themselves. All right. Okay, so the constant array length. Okay. So for this case, I wanted to see whether if it's if I have the correct search. Someone just try to come in. Okay, cool.
Hi, Chinong.
Hello,
Hi.
Jinghong.
Hi.
Oh yeah, Nelson.
Yeah.
The length method.
On the functions, yeah. Okay, cool. For undefined 5. So we know the length of this tool, right? So now that we know that this is working, we should be able to do. So there's actually two methods that we can do. One is to use the map function, one is not to. But I'm not very familiar with this, but I'm just going to try to do it with the map functions. So in order to look up the things that you don't know, you can just do MDM map. It's something like this. So we just have to pass in callback functions. In this case, text. Actually, this reduce might be a better choices here. Initial values 0 array got reduced. It's accumulating. It's not outputting an array, but I think we can use that values to basically print out the solution. So let's look at the syntax. Index. All right. I bet let's try reduce. I think this one is the better. So in that case, we will need to create an empty array. So array final. We're gonna name it like this. Next, I think this is still too big. Okay. So for this case, I would do nums use. We're gonna input like a previous and the current numbers parameters for it. Double this and arrow functions. So previous. So let's see whether if I can get something out from this. Okay. So the total sum up would be 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, this is 10, and this is 5, that's correct. So in order for it to print it and append the result into the array, do is a final and I think it's right. Oh, push, not the pen, sorry. Rusty. And do push. Basically, what I wanted to do is to push the number itself into the array, and then we return the final array. Okay, so let's try it. So now what we have to do is to basically add an additional parameters into. So for this reducer, this is map. reduce. So basically for the reduce syntax, let me open this up. There is this thing that is telling you where is the current index. Basically, you want to put this into a loop so that it will basically do it from the existing index. So let me try it first. So over here, we're going to do a for loop. So I'm going to declare for in I is equals that I equals to 0. I is less than the array length, and then I plus plus. So in this case, we're inside here. Then this one. So over here, we're gonna add the positions of the index. So we can try it first with I itself. I just want to see what it's going to show us if we do it like this. Okay. Initial value. Reduce previous value, current index. Because some of the examples they have here. So here there's an array, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. They use reduce function reduce previous value, current value index. Return previous value plus current value. So previously 16, 15, next one. Previous value 6, 13, 17, 2. So it depends on the initial values, right?
I think the result is different, Nelson.
Yeah, the result is supposed to be slightly different.
Different. Unless
I'm trying to
want it
figure
to be
out
different.
I'm trying to figure out the methods for this one.
Yeah.
I could actually do it another way, but I wanted to try it with this to see. This is basically to show how I solve my problems. um, but anyone feel free to chimp in. So previous value, current index of the array. And then I believe the next one is initial value. So if I put a 0 here, I don't think it changed anything. Oops.
So the 0, I think should put it
Oh,
at the end. Yeah, it's
at
after.
the end, okay.
Mm,
So it's this.
yes, something like that. I think the syntax, sorry, the curly bracket, something. Is it correct?
No, I don't think so. So
Mm,
this.
yeah, I think so.
It doesn't change anything, but I think it's the correct way. So if I put this
Yeah.
into maybe a 2, so it should add 2. Okay, this
Mm,
is the correct one. But I don't know if it matters, but basically now it's just to figure out how do I narrow it down to calculating just the two
Mm.
positions. Current index array. Current index.
Could you go back to the code again? Nafi?
Sure, no problem.
Take a look.
Let me do this.
Previous plus current. There's no return or anything, right? You just do previous plus current. That's it.
Return.
So I'm also trying your code at the moment. It's a very similar code. Previous current.
So just a heads up for everyone who is watching this. If you can learn how to use reduce, I think you're very good in your JavaScript already.
Yeah. It's like a for loop, but it's a slightly more advanced. And
Yeah, recursions.
it's shortcuts or something. In fact, later I can show you guys like like a Instagram, because I follow some Instagram videos. I mean Instagram accounts, and inside those Instagram accounts they usually shortcut all these like tips for like all these like web development stuff. So it's quite it's like the fast way to learn for me. I like all these shortcut stuff.
Mhm.
Yeah, so maybe I can show you guys a little bit later.
This makes sense. How it reduce without initial values. How reduce work with an initial value. I don't think it matters with this one.
No, it doesn't.
I could be wrong.
Okay, one thing to keep in mind is that the reduce, right, it will change it will change sorry, it will produce one item only. At the end of the day, it will produce one item.
Yeah, that's
So-
why I push it into the array. So
Mm.
array final dot push, right? So so this thing is gonna give you one number. So in this case, it would be like 12, and then it's just gonna push into the array,
Mm.
and then let's see, looping through, it's gonna do the same thing. But I think it has to do with the previous and the current thing.
Okay, so one problem with this, right, is because we are accessing nums. Nums, if let's say it has 10 items, right, that means it's always referring to the 10 items.
Mm.
So unless you play around with the nums, right, which in this case I think is the case here. Yeah, like each nums you trim out. Let's say if it's num1, that means you only keep the first two items inside. If it's num
Yeah.
three, then
Okay.
yeah, that's how I
Um,
see your code would work for this one.
so in that case, it would be either slice or splice.
Mm.
So let's do splice first. As to access part of the array without modifying its slice. Slice 2. So if I do slice 2, be the first two.
Two.
Syntax. Start and end. So what I can do here is to do this. So in order to make it more readable, I do dot slice. Um, so this should be always 0. And then as I look through, that's it. Right. Let me clear this one.
Okay.
0, 1, 3, 6. Quite close.
That means
Well, this one cannot be I. If I do something like this, okay. So for those who don't understand, basically the slice functions allows you to slice off the array. In these cases, if I put 0, that would be the starting index. So if you look at the documentation, it says starts 0 base index at which to start the extractions. And then the end one would be what's the end. So by doing this, basically every time it loops through, the number is going to get increased. So you go from like like 1 to 2 to 1 to 1, 2, 3, and then 1, 2, 3, 4. So basically every time it goes through the array, it will just pen it into it. But I think there is a tiny bit of error here.
I think the 0, I think your first element
Yeah, the first element.
is a 0, so
Let's try 1. Okay, never mind.
the 0 will be used and it adds the previous value.
1, 3, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, just the 0.
So this is returning because of the reduce. So it's a line 13, I think. Line 13 is pushing the thing in. Well, we
if
change them to 1, but then 1 I think doesn't make sense, right? Yeah. Let's try without let's try without the 0.
Okay, without a 0. All right.
Yeah. Let's just try that. I think that should work. Oh shoot.
Reduce of an empty array with no initial values.
You try to put return. Could you try to return this whole line first?
As in like,
No, but then I think your code. Oh, the way how you're typing it, right, is a shortcut, is it? That
no, it's just like, so basically, this is all going into here, right? So I'm just basically putting the push, slice, and reduce into like this is how what I saw on online. It's just like apparently this make it much easy to read.
yeah, that
Yeah.
one I get. It's just that I'm surprised that the reduce function works without a return without like a return command. Yeah,
Okay.
so I think there's a return. I think there's like a shortcut here that I don't get yet also. But yeah, okay, cannot reduce an empty array.
Yeah, reduce an empty array. Let me try to put this 1.
Yeah,
It's
it's the first
not exactly correct. Yeah. 1, 2, 4, 7. 1, 7, 3, 6, 10.
Could we
So
try a console log of the nums every round?
okay. So in that case, we do. On the maybe not the nums, right? I think it's
I think it's the nums, but it should be inside the reduce function. Is it?
okay.
Array final.
Array final, but array final doesn't matter because it's gonna be empty and just gonna see it filling it up. So
Oh,
so it would be something like Okay. I'm just gonna do console log for everything. So
I'm very surprised that it will gets included actually. All right, it's like the first number gets included. Not sure why.
just trying to see whether
Oh yeah, by the way, if you guys see like there's a dot slice, dot reduce, right? These are actually like methods, like functions that run after the array.
Yeah, I was about to ask that. The blue color, right?
Yes, the blue color ones. Yeah. How it works is arrays. JavaScript has predefined methods. Methods is also known as functions. Yeah. So like they have functions that's assigned to run particularly for arrays. Yeah. So you have like slice. That means you can cut off parts of the arrays. You have reduce where you do like a simple for loop and you like condense everything into one result. Yeah. So we can actually stack them up as well. So like what Nelson is doing here, he's putting dot slice and dot reduce and so.
The dot itself is a operator, is it?
Yes.
it's basically calling the operator. So usually if you do
Oh,
something like nums, right? Okay, so nums in this case is an array. If your VS Code is customized in some way, if you put dot, they will show you all these functions that you can actually use. So like you see the length, there's push, there's reduce, all this there.
yeah. So very compact lah, the coding.
Yeah,
E-
they make it easy to read
Okay.
apparently. Yeah.
Yeah.
okay.
Okay, this is already
Okay.
helpful. I'm gonna do reduce.
Sorry, Nelson, are you using two screens or one?
No, I'm just splitting it into one screen. Just one screen, but
Okay.
I'm dragging it into like
Okay.
this. Yeah.
Understand. Yeah.
So reduce, slice, and reduce. So basically now I'm just trying to decode the things here.
So whenever we get stuck on JavaScript, right, we tend to use console log a lot actually, just to understand what's the data because it's a bit hard to see sometimes. So console
If
log.
I'm doing
Mm.
just
So you can see the output every cycle.
Yes.
Yeah.
Console log.
so if just reduce, then it's always printing the final numbers. Whereas if I slice it, reduce slice plus reduce would be 0, 1, 3, 6. I think I need to see the slice.
By the way, Nelson, there's actually another way. Like I think this is the other faster way for reduce. Do you want to know about it?
Sure.
Okay.
All right, let's do the brute force methods. So basically,
So sorry to
yeah, no
interrupt.
worry.
I'm seeing this array final dot push, but there's three lines. Actually, is one instruction, is it?
Yes. So basically, you
Oh,
can do it like this.
oh,
But if you do it like this, I personally feel like it's
okay.
very crowded. It's very hard to decode. So
Oh,
I usually do it like this. It's optional, so that I can see like
yeah,
what
yeah,
kind
yeah,
of methods I use to. Yeah.
yeah. Very
Um,
readable. Yeah.
okay, so let's try the other way. So I'm just gonna comment this out. Wait, throw comment out. So for the brute force way, it is much more straightforward. It's not the most efficient, but it works. It's basically you are looping through the whole thing.
Oh,
So
okay, yeah.
which one are you?
I'm using reduce method also actually,
Oh, reduce. Okay.
but I'm not using the result they return back because it will give me one result. I want a result in every round.
Oh, I see what you're saying now. I see what you're saying now.
Mm. So okay, so my method is very similar to yours. Array the final I also use it. Okay, maybe can you do a reduce method again?
Okay.
So reduce.
Uh,
Yeah, nums
so
not reduce. Then we use previous as well, previous and
current.
current.
Okay.
Oh, current. Okay. Previous current.
So this is the arrow function. Somewhere along the line you understand, you learn it.
But never mind, this is the shortcut. Okay, just remember for now. Okay, then curly brackets and one close bracket. Okay.
So
Yeah.
previous.
So inside this one, what I did was I final array or I put array final dot push the previous plus current.
Oh, so like array final dot push,
Okay, hold on. Yeah, dot push, correct.
and
Dot
then
push
previous plus
previous
plus current.
plus current.
I didn't think of this. Okay, I
So,
see now.
you can try this one first. But however, I recommend you to console log previous plus current. You notice there's a problem there one afterwards.
Okay.
So arrow the arrow function, then curly bracket, so that you can run a couple of like function, couple of commands right after. Yeah, curly bracket this one. Okay, nice.
And
Yeah.
okay.
And maybe we can do a simple console log as well. Because initially I was using this method, then at first I couldn't figure out because there was some problem with it.
Okay.
No, just the previous plus current should be good.
Just the previous purpose. Okay.
You will notice the problem straight away.
Okay.
Nice.
All right. Let's try. Not a number.
Not a number because the previous is somehow it has an issue. Previous. Sorry. Console log previous and current are not plus. Both of them are slightly separate. Yeah, you see a different result.
Undefined 3, 4. 1, 2, undefined.
Yeah. So you notice that the current has no issue, but the previous, right, or rather the total always has an issue. Yeah. So the solution for this is actually return previous plus current. Yeah. So you need one more line, and then you type there return previous plus current, and yeah, this is actually the final part of how the return function of how the reduce function works.
Oh yeah, it makes sense. So it's like before, like in this case, if you write, it's just like the previous plus current. So this is actually the return statement.
Yes.
So we just needed to add this into it, I guess.
Yes.
Okay.
Correct. That's correct. Okay, nice. Let's take a look. 3, 6, 10. Okay. So this one, because we are what's happening is taking the first item as the previous value. So what we need is we add an initial 0.
0, 0, yeah.
No, not that one. It's it should be after the curly bracket, the final one. Yeah, that one.
Okay.
Nice.
Jin Young saved the day.
Test around.
This is not beginner, man. This is like entry hard.
There's actually a beginner way of doing it also, but
Okay, okay.
it's more
Oh, yeah.
logical. Yeah, but
Yeah.
it's just more of a brute force. This one is just if you understand how to use this reduce, right?
Function, yeah.
You should be able to solve it much faster. It's actually a shorter line.
Okay.
Just I just want to show the other methods, because since we only have like 15 minutes, might as well, right?
Mm.
Um, so the other, so this is the do comment reduce method. The second one is more of brute force methods. So
Brute
this
force.
one is more like you're just looping through the array, and
Uh-huh.
then you just basically every time you look through, you're just adding
Yeah.
the previous number.
The simple
So
way lah, you mean.
yeah, the simple way.
Simple
So
way, yeah.
for I equals to let I 0, is less than array length
Mm.
I
Start
plus plus.
0. Plus, yeah.
So let me comment this one out first. You do basically gonna declare
Array.
empty
Oh,
temporarily solution. So um so you do
first element plus the simple arithmetic way, is it?
yeah.
Oh,
So you do like nums
uh,
arrays this array final. So the first positions the first numbers of array finals equals to nums.
I think
uh,
we use the temporary instead is better.
temporarily, right?
Yeah, so that we don't touch the original one. So the temp should be the total.
Okay. um
So like total plus equal. Or in other words, total equals to total plus.
total plus, okay. The temp. So this one I do it with 0, right? All right. So temp plus the nums
one.
one, I in this case, because you wanted to look at the first one. And let's try it. Actually, we so dot log.
Mm.
Mm,
1, 2, 3.
the temp is I need to do
Plus,
temp
plus.
plus, not plus plus.
Oh. Wait. Oh, plus equal. Man. Oh.
Yeah, it looks correct.
So this one is this one is just this one for the viewers. But it's just a short form. But I write it like this so that you can understand.
Yeah, nice. Looks good.
Okay. Actually, this one is easy. It's more simple. Yeah, this one is more simple. I think this one is just because I think in this case it's like more like in some of the simple cases you don't have to use recursions. Something like this should be enough, but no. All right, cool. Let's put this in. So what we can do is just like this. Copy.
Yeah.
This
So
this oh sorry, lead code got trial period or not?
Lico is free. So
Totally free.
yeah, it's free. It's
Oh,
one of the most standard one.
okay.
that's why it's like one of the best.
Oh,
It's like if you're looking for like practicing on this one for free, they're much harder than Adabit. Actually, it's slightly more harder, but I think a lot of companies would use the questions on here to ask you. And so in this case, we can also change the test case. So I don't know, like
Oh yeah.
three.
Maybe can show them later the discussion part as well.
So let me do whatever random number. Okay. So this is where you can actually change your test cases to see if it is efficient or not. Yeah, there you go.
yo.
Yeah. So once you be able to get the result you want, just submit. And it's not just JavaScript also, it's actually, there's a lot of different languages. If you know how to do C++, you do it with here.
No.
I used to do it in Java. Yeah. So it will show you like whether your questions is efficient or not. So in this case, if you do something like this, it's like 3.46%. Let me try one thing. So if I were to use the reduce methods, is it better in terms of runtime? To run the code just to see whether if I get the right one.
No.
It's faster, yeah. It's
Much
faster
faster. Yeah.
because it's using a recursion methods. If your numbers, if your test cases is small, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, then I think it's roughly the same. Whereas if you have this kind of big numbers, then the reduced method is faster.
Mm,
Yeah. Right.
Mm.
So if you wanted to like look at the other people's solutions, you can just click on discuss, and then they have all the solutions for different kind of languages. You just have to find JavaScript, which is right here. Click on it, and then you can see that this is the solution they have.
reduce. Dang.
Yep. This is how they write it. Yeah.
Wow, damn short.
Very sharp. But the for loop is a very good way of understanding the basics first.
Yeah.
Once you understand that one, then only we try move on to this ones. Because at
Yes,
the end of the day,
correct.
it's actually all based on for loops one. It's just that they
Yeah.
do it a bit faster.
Mhm.
Understand.
Yeah. So if you there's all this different. Sometimes they will have solutions. So that this is the for loop solution that I was using, but his one is much shorter. It's much easier to read. I think I know not easier to read, shorter. Yeah. And then if some of the peoples are nicer, they would give you an explanation how to do it. So you can see that they will just explain to you. For if you're a beginner, you don't have to worry about the time complexity, space complexity for now. But it's something that you can read up when you're free. It's just basically how fast your code run.
Mm.
Yep.
Okay,
Oh.
nice.
So just to let other people see, Lico is free. You don't have to sign up for the premium one. Actually, you don't have to. Just there's a lot of problems that you can do. I think it's like 3,000 something right now. No,
Mhm.
total it
I
has 2000. Yeah.
I don't know. I tried that it a bit. I reached the trial period has expired.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
so this one is free lah. The only problem is some of the questions can be quite difficult.
yeah.
And then you also there's some other different kind of topics. So right now all we have been doing is just array. There's things like dynamic programming, hash tables, math, sorting. But if you wanted to just test it out, I think array is a good one. Array string is a good one to do it. Sorting if you wanted to try it. So the rest you don't have to worry about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can just adjust the difficulty. So say if I just
Mm,
want easy, and it will
Well,
show you a bunch of easy ones.
yeah,
And
easy
then,
is for me.
and then every time you completed something, it will have like a status here. So say for this one, the two sum I solved
Oh,
before. You can also look at your past. So if I look at my
Nelson
solutions,
PCM.
so this is all the stuff that I solved before lah. It goes
Okay,
back to
nice.
2 before.
oh, that's long, man. That's really long.
Yeah.
2 years
Uh,
ago. Wow.
I think that those are the one that I
Mhm.
solved. Yeah. 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 The Java stuff. Okay.
Oh.
Think any questions? Anything you guys want to ask? I'll upload this to my GitHub. So just if you want to refer to it.
Thanks a lot, Nelson.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks.
No problem. Thanks for joining us today, everyone.
Oh, before we end, right? Let me just show something real quick.
Okay.
Oh, and also I think Yi Chang's advice on this was also if you can do like maybe like just two, like 1 or 2 adaptive questions a day or lead code questions a day. By 1 month you already have like 60, and then year end you'll be pretty good already.
Yeah, make it like a daily habit if you're free, once a day it should be enough. The easy ones should probably take you like 1 hour, like maximum 2 hours, 1 or 2 hours to solve it already. So and you just accumulate it up lah.
Yeah, it's good stuff. It's good stuff. Okay,
I'm gonna,
so, let me just share my screen real quick. So if you check out my Instagram and all that, I have like I think I follow like 15 of these. I think at least 15 of this one. So where they where I just see like some quick tips, right, on how they do this sort of stuff. Yeah, then they give you like the codes, and then yeah, it's very simple, very straightforward actually. After that, then you just get an idea, and yeah, it's basically like quick learning lah every day. You learn a lot of pretty cool stuff.
Web talks. What's the hashtag?
Web talks.
Elias Web talks. Oh, okay.
So you can search this out on Instagram. A lot of good content actually on Instagram. And the best part is once you follow one of them, right, you see all their friends like comment inside there, right? Then you just look at them one by one, and you follow one by one, right? You also learn a lot. Yeah. So like for example, this one I just saw this on my feed today. I thought it was pretty cool because here, right, it shows you if you use the map function, right, what you're doing is you're converting like the cow, the chicken, the crops, and all that into like a fried food product. So basically the map it does a function. It runs a function on every one of them. Yeah. Then if let's say you're doing filter, right, filter, you're only selecting a few, and then reduce, you only get 1 item out. Yeah, so that's why when I was like looking at Nelson's stuff, right, I knew there's always one result only. It's because I saw this morning. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, I think if you can master all these 3 methods, you should be able to like do everything.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah, I noticed the MDN website reduce alone already got a few ways, right, of using it. It's not only one, right?
Yes.
It's one function, but there's many usage.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, reduce just to master that one, there's only like 3-4 different ways. So just
Yeah.
explore around. It's pretty cool stuff.
Okay lah.
Okay. All right.
Right.
Nice.
Let me.
End the recording first.
All right. Any last questions? Any last minute questions? No. Nothing. Okay. Cool. Right.
Okay.
Stop recording. How do I? Oh, stop recording. It's right here. Okay.